Welcome back to a brand new video, guys. This is the first movie review. This is the first one of 2025. New releases coming out, and this one's a big one. For me personally, it was on my last year's list of my most anticipated movies of the year, and that is Wolfman, directed by Leigh Whannell. This movie, we saw it the other day, and this film is about, it's a family. They go to a cabin after the husband's father passes away, so they go to just kind of get his affairs in order and everything. And in the process, they get chased by this mysterious creature that infects the father, and what they don't realize is that the father is slowly changing and turning into the Wolfman. And where do we start this one, man? This is a weird one.
I think like going in, we were pretty excited.
Yeah,
like,
I was excited.
We've enjoyed a lot of what Leigh Whannell's put together in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously his work with James Wan,
yes,
but also his solo. Sorry,
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
you.
you're all good. Well,
no,
but what
like,
they do together? They did Insidious, Saw. What else?
Was what is the newer? Was Maleficent one or Maleficent?
Malignant.
Malignant. That's
they
the one. Did they? I thought they did.
Double check.
Yeah, let's double check here. But what we're trying to say is, like, we like the guy.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of what he's made is fantastic. Like, The Invisible Man.
This man's really good.
It was really good. A very, like, clear demonstration of his talents and, like, how he takes a premise that, I'm going to be honest, I thought the movie was going to be horrible. When I first saw the trailer for Invisible Man, I'm like, this looks shit. This looks terrible. But when we went and saw it, we were like, holy shit. Like, this is, like, one of the better horror movies. And that was the best horror movie of that year, I remember.
Oh, totally.
Like, it was super good. And then hearing that he was going to do the Wolfman, and he was just, like, making his way down this list of monsters, bro, that's all he had to say. I was like, bro, this is going to be peak. Coming out of it, no, it was not peak. I don't want to say that to be mean, but, like, what a disappointment, man.
Oh,
this
man.
one hurt. This hurt.
It really did, yeah, because... Like we said, we were very excited going into it, but I feel like it just fell flat.
Yeah.
And the whole thing just felt kind of dull, which I wasn't expecting. Because I figured with Lee, he'd go like hard as hell. Whatever it is, whatever the concept is, he'd take it to the fullest extent.
Yeah. I
figured the VFX would be crazy. I figured that there'd be some big emotional beats.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel any of that. What are your thoughts, though?
You know, it's interesting because I do agree with you on everything. Like, in terms of emotional, like, there's nothing there. They try to develop it, but it's just very surface level. They really do not go super far into it. Like, the whole thing they kind of go for. Like, the main purpose of this movie is themes about, like, disease and, like, family. And, like, when you're trying to protect your family so much to the point where you think, like, you forget that, like, you are the problem right now. Like, because, you know, this guy loves the whole family. And then as he slowly changes into the Wolfman, he's like, he still wants to protect them, but then it gets to a point like, he can't. He's the monster now. He is the bad guy. Yeah. And I think they could have played that up in the movie to be like 10 times more emotional, and they really don't. Like, they try, but it's like, it's just so mid. It's just like middle of the ground, like, yeah, that's what I was expecting. But it's like one of those like really disappointing ones where it's like, really? Like that? Even the ending. I was just like, bruh, like, really? That's how you ended this? Because it's like not a terrible ending. It's just like, oh my god, they're like, I could think of like 3 different things you could have done right now that would have aimed for like a better, I guess you saw, overall message, I guess you could say, or even just like making things come full circle and be satisfying.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. It wasn't satisfying at all.
No.
It just kind of ends.
It ends,
in like the safest way it possibly could have.
Yeah.
And just leaves you, like, you leave the theater like, oh.
Yeah. It's just
that's
like,
what
boo.
we did.
Like, the only thing I would say even was, like, spectacular. I like the visuals. I will say this. I like the visuals, because in this movie, too, they really go into, like, what the Wolfman sees. Like, what his view of the world is like when he is changed. I loved that. That was different, because they, like, kind of show you, like, how he has this different, like, sense of, like, hearing. Like, he can hear things that are, like,
cool.
Way, like, there's one great scene. I really like the one scene where he's in his house, and he hears thumping around, and he thinks the other Wolfman is outside of his house, and he's like, oh, shit. So he's looking around, and he goes upstairs, and it's actually a spider crawling on the wall. That was good, because, like, yeah, he would hear that if he was, like, a monster like that that's supposed to be a wolf. Like, moments like that are fantastic.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, yes, this is what I want.
More of that.
Yes.
That would have helped it out so much.
If they had more of that, it would have been excellent. Because I don't even hate the main idea of this movie, like, making the Wolfman, like, I guess you say, curse a disease. It's something that's viral and gets passed from person to person. I don't mind that. But I think we also need to talk about the Wolfman design. because I don't hate it, but they could have went so much harder.
I feel like he's not hairy enough.
No.
I know they were trying to go for a more realistic approach, but I feel like he just looks deformed.
Yeah,
he just got a big ass forehead on him.
And I guess that was probably the point, though. But it's like, just like, really? Like, you couldn't like stretch out his face a little bit, or like give him like the really exaggerated like long legs and long arms, because they show in the movie. Like, I will say the transformation scene, for what it is, it's not bad. Like, they kind of like show like his claws like popping out. That was gross as fuck.
Yeah.
But like, you know, they have occasional good moments, but like they didn't go all the way.
No.
And that's like the common thing. It's just like they never go all the way.
Yeah.
They just stop in the middle.
If you're gonna do body horror, I feel like you need to push to the extreme, like The Substance, for example.
That's a very, that's a huge like
high
expectation. Bar. But like, no, like at the same time, we should have had a really, really great werewolf design, and I just felt like it was so lackluster. Like, it looked a lot better. There was actually at Universal Studios, like Blumhouse night or something, they showed the werewolf off, like a guy in a suit, and the internet lost their shit. They're like, what the hell is that? It looked horrible, and I still think it looks horrible. It does look better in the movie, but even then, it's not much better.
Oh, what did that design look like?
It was like, because I can't spoil it, but like, it looks like what you see, but it looks a little bit. It looks a lot worse because like the really shitty mask and stuff. I'm really trying to tiptoe around like what he looks like in specific details, because like I know people are gonna want to see, because like it's a Wolfman movie. Personally, for me, I feel like this is one of those characters and genres that should be just a knockout home run. Like, it should be easy, I feel, but we really haven't got one in a while that like feels like that. Like, this one didn't hit. Like The Cursed, remember that one? Like that gothic one back in the day? That one sucked.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone said. That one sucked for me. I hated that one. And then, like, all the other ones are, like, either just comedies or they just are dramas, like the freaking Twilight ones. Like, they don't try, it feels like. And I feel like this is just an easy one.
Untapped potential.
Untapped potential for story, especially. And I'm honestly just shocked that I didn't like this one as much as I did. It's so weird. But I will highlight, I did really like the prologue.
Yeah, the
prologue was sick.
Cool. Yeah,
I loved it. Like how they kind of built it up, and I will even say like the atmosphere. I didn't hate it. They built up some scenes pretty well. Like they didn't show the Wolfman for a pretty considerable amount of time. They just showed you like glimpses, and I could appreciate that at least. They did try to build up the fear of what he is gonna look like, but then you see him, you're like, Uncle Billy, who lives in the forest? What are you doing here? It's just like, oh, yeah, now it's ruined. So,
Yeah, it's like it was better when you didn't know what he looked like.
Yeah, it was better when you didn't.
Whatever your brain conjured is more effective than what you actually, when you see him, it's like, oh.
Yeah. And then they show it for a pretty long amount of time after that. Like, they constantly go back to it. I'm like, not saying that's like a terrible thing, but it's like, you could keep it a little reserved.
Yeah.
Like, you see him every other second, like, just standing there. And it's like, I don't know, you could kind of hide it or do something artistic, like, where you're kind of not really showing. But they do. And it's just kind of like, meh. Like, what are we doing here,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just kind of felt that way in the movie. It's just, I know we said it. It just feels generic.
Really, just really generic. And I kind of wonder if it's not, like...
his fault?
Well, maybe not even Lee's, but more, like, studio, like... Because it is Blumhouse. I can't remember, did Blumhouse do Invisible Man? Or no?
I think they did.
Oh, they did?
I think they did.
Man, I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know.
They need to fire somebody.
they do. For making the stupid-ass decisions they keep making.
Seriously.
This should have been a hit.
It should have been a hit.
Like, it had all the recipe to be a hit.
Yeah.
And it just fell on its fucking ass. It sucks, man. It makes me so upset. But I think with that, do we have anything else really to say? Should we just go to...
Man, I'd say just give it a score. It's forgettable. It's bland.
It's everything you wish it wasn't.
Exactly.
For Lee Winnell. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give it a 5.
I'd give it a 5 too.
Because like it's not horrible.
No, like, I mean another scene that I enjoyed too was like when he's scratching his arm.
Yeah, there's one part in his transformation that he's like clawing at this like arm that's just like cut the fuck open.
Yeah.
It's gross and it's good. Like I wanted more stuff like that, but they never went that way. And I hate how it was PG-13 as well.
Yeah, and maybe that's another thing is like the fact that they had to work within that rating, so it's kind of limited what they can show. But
yeah, and I gotta say, Blumhouse, stop doing that.
Yeah.
There are adults in the world that will see your horror movies.
God damn
I
it,
promise you. And if it's not, there will be some dumb kids that sneak in. Like, let's be for real here.
For real.
Like, God, it's so annoying, dude.
I mean, Terrifier 3 did numbers, Nosferatu did numbers, and those are both pretty hard R's. So
exactly. And if you were talking about, like, if they're scared of it, it could get rated R, there are plenty of rated R movies that make buckets.
Yeah,
Oppenheimer, Deadpool.
Come on,
like,
man.
And I know those, like, it's gonna be kind of unfair because, you know, those are like these big properties or something. And even Oppenheimer was made by Christopher Nolan. But, like, I feel if you have a good idea and the idea resonates with people and it interests people, people will come.
Totally.
People will come.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just sad that it just didn't happen here. We didn't get that. But yeah, 5 from me. You said 5?
I give it 5, yeah. Just disappointing.
Very disappointing, but I guess, guys, we're going to end it here. Give us your thoughts of what you thought of Wolfman in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Just say, like, what you think would have made it better. Like, what didn't work for you. I'm interested. Maybe we can get some word out for the frickin' Blumhouse. Stop doing this shit. But anyways, with that, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next review.
Thanks for watching, guys.